Hey, you on the other side. Today we're gonna discuss Terry Pratchett's advice for writers. Recently I came across a very interesting article on Tumblr. Yes, Tumblr still exists and is very nice. It's an article with 10 advice for writers by the master of fantasy Terry Pratchett. So if you want to be a professional writer, I think this list is good. So I really want to share this list with you on today's video. First of all, who was Terry Pratchett? Terry Pratchett was an amazing fantasy writer, most well known for his Discworld series, about 42 books just in this universe. He has many other book series for adults, children, and etc. And he's most famous for his book Good Omens that he wrote with Neil Gaiman, and recently Prime Video did a very nice adaptation of the book. Maybe you should check that out because it's a very good first season and the book is really good too. First advice. First, let grammar, spelling, and punctuation enter your life. This is a very important advice. I think one of the most valuable advice on this list, because it's not just Sir Terry Pratchett's advice. This advice was also given by Ursula K. Le Guin on her book How to Tell Stories. This, as you can see, is a Brazilian Portuguese version of the book. Also on Stephen King's own writing, he talks a lot about mastering your own language. Why we should do that? Because a lot of beginners, they don't understand that they need to master their craft. And the craft of writing is knowing the language really well, how to use this language so well that later on you can break the rules. And I think when you master the grammar, the spelling, the punctuation, how to make long sentences, short sentences, it's really important for you to find your unique voice. Know really well the grammar, the spelling, the punctuation, how the structure works, so you can play with the words. Because this is the most amazing thing when you are writing, to play with the words. And Terry Pratchett is a master of playing with words, come up with new words and playing with the structure of the sentence to make a funny scene and etc. So I think this is one of the most valuable advice from this whole list. Number 2, write 500 words every single day. No excuses. If you want to be a professional author, I think this is a very valid minimum of words per day. If you take Brandon Sanderson's advice about writing, usually he says that we should write about 2,000 words per day to have at least one book published by year. So if you want to be a professional author, this is your full-time job, you must write at least 500 words per day, I believe, so you can have at least one book published by year. Third tip, don't talk about what you want to write, just write it. Very straightforward advice. So a lot of writers, a lot of beginners, usually they just talk about their ideas, but they never put them on paper. So you need to start putting them down on paper, because the only way to master writing, to be a good writer, is writing every day, writing 500 words per day and taking your ideas and putting them on the paper. Number 4, read a lot. Read so many books that you overflow. This is also one of the most valuable advice on this list, alongside with mastering the grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Why you should read a lot? Because this is the only way to learn what people have done before and how you can improve your own writing. This is not an advice only by Terry Pratchett. Ursula Le Guin again, she gives this advice on her book. Stephen King talks a lot about that on his interviews and also on his book on writing. Haruki Murakami also talks a lot about this, because this is the way that Haruki Murakami became a wonderful writer. He read a lot and he reads a lot until today. And all these famous and professional writers that we admire a lot, they really read a lot. They read a lot of books every single day. So it's really important that you read a lot. You read so many books that you overflow. Number 5, think about what you read. Study it. You have to know what works and what is gone before. See how the best do it. But don't just try to copy someone. There is no formula. It's like playing tennis. You just have to hit the ball in the right place. It's really important when you are reading, you have your reading section, right? So separate a couple of minutes where you read and study what you are reading. So if maybe this is better if you read a book and then you try to read again, but now with a different eyes, with a writer eyes. It's nice to read just for fun. This is good too, because we love reading, so we want to read just for fun too. But you need a separate section that you read and study at the same time the books that you love, like a genre that you wanted to write for, like you are a fantasy writer. So take Tolkien's book, like The Hobbit, that is a very simple book, and study the book. See what Tolkien is doing there that is really working, and then you try to adapt to your own unique voice. Any books you can do that. Kafka, Metamorphosis. Try to do that. Ernest Hemingway. Try to study the masters of the craft of writing and try to learn what they are doing that is really working and that makes you want to read more and more. Number 6, watch everything, read everything, and especially read outside your subject. You should be importing, not recycling. If you wanna be really good in writing, you need to know a lot of different genres, because if you just read fantasy, you don't have anything new to say because you just read fantasy your entire life. You need different experiences. So go read a horror, a romance, a children's book, anything that can add to your own writing, and you can make something new with that. You can mix different genres. This is how new book genres are born. So try to watch everything. So watch many movies as you can, go to the theater, play video games, try to get experiences from different medias as well. You need to read a lot, but you also need to experience different types of narratives so you can learn from them and apply to your own novel, your own writing. Let's go to number 7. Sit there for a long time and work hard at it. You don't expect to become a boxer without training or practicing. It's the same with writing. You have to put the time in. So you need to practice. You must practice, because it's only practicing that you become better. It's like playing a guitar, playing an instrument, a piano or anything. If you want to be a better pianist, you must practice. So if writing is the same, you must practice writing every day. Just not writing your own novel, your own ideas, but also practicing with writing exercises, reading, studying grammar, punctuation, and etc. So you need actually to put the time in, because then it's the only way to be better at any craft, any art, is practicing this craft every day until you become better and better each day. Number 8, young writers should keep a proper old-time diary, including what I thought about when this happened, and this is how I felt when that happened. Remember who you've been and who you've met, and all the funny faces you have seen. So a notebook, having a notebook on your pocket, a diary, is really important for a writer, because one of the most important lessons we learn as writers, as studying writing, is that we must observe the world. We should actually observe the world and learn about everything, because if you learn how real people behave, we can put that on our books, even if it's a crazy fantasy sci-fi world. If we have people that we can relate on the book with characters that are actually real people, but in this crazy universe, it's better connection between the reader and the book, between the reader and the story. So it's really important that you keep an old diary and try to take as many notes as you can during the day or at the end of the day, and try to remember the funny stuff that happened to you on that day, the strange things that happened, what you felt about that day. It's not just a therapeutic like journaling stuff. This is actually material for your novels, for your short stories, for your writing. Number 9, why a book has got to be worthwhile from the point of view of the reader is got to be worthwhile from the point of view of the writer as well. Kind of obvious, right? If you're writing something, is it must be good for you and for the reader, but not just good for the reader and not just good for you. It must be good for everybody. So this is, write what you like. Just don't write, you don't need to write just the famous genres that are selling a lot of books on Amazon. So just write what you want to write. You don't need to write a vampire book because vampire is something that people are looking for right now. Write the stuff that you like, and then the readers will enjoy too. Writing is the most fun you can have by yourself, so you must love the writing process. A lot of beginners, a lot of people that want to be an artist, they just picture themselves as the great artists publishing the books, the book on the bookshelf, their music on Spotify, selling millions of copies, and autograph sections, lectures, many events. This is really nice too, but most of the time you spend writing, on the process, on the artistic process. If you're a musician, most of the time you are on your bedroom, studying your instrument, composing music, anything you do with music. If you're a painter, you will spend most of the time on the process of painting. The same is writing. You spend most of your time writing, not with public events, not with your fans or anything. You spend most of your time writing, so you must love the process. If you don't love the process of writing or any other art that you do, just quit, because the most important part is loving the process, because it's really hard to make money with these professions, right? So you must really love the process of it. Love the process of writing your novel, painting, making music. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. I see you on the next one. Good writing. Bye!